Hey, are you ready, Melody?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
We are going on a safari.
Let's go on a safari adventure.
Can everyone hear me all right? Thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Yeah? Oh, I don't see everyone's thumbs. Hold on. Is this better? Alright guys, welcome to the Metro Richmond Zoo Safari Train Ride. My name is Noah. I'm going to be your guys' conductor slash engineer slash tour guide today. I know you guys are all excited to head out to the yard. I am too. But before we do, I got a few quick rules for everyone. I know, rules aren't everyone's favorite part, but they're very important. So please listen up for just a few minutes, then we can get out to the yard and have some fun. Sound good? Yeah? Good, because we're not going anywhere till we get those rules. Let's do this. Please make sure to remain in your seats the entire time the ride is going, from the moment we start moving till the moment we pull back into the station and the engine shuts all the way off. I need you guys glued to your seats that whole time. If you want to do any last minute seat changes, you got until I finish my rules. Please keep your arms, hands, feet, legs, heads, and any other body part you can think of safely tucked away inside the train cars at all times. Imagine, if you will, a big invisible barrier along the edge of your car. So, for example, please try not to do anything like I don't know, this or this or this or this, or even this. I actually have seen this happen on more than one occasion. Please don't hop off the train for any reason. It's extremely unsafe. While we're on that note, please don't throw anything off the train if you happen to drop something while we're in the yard. Please let me know after the ride is over so that I can head in there and pick up whatever it is you might have dropped. I'm trained to be around these wild animals. I am more than comfortable to grab anything you might drop. Just please don't hop off the train yourself to grab it. I promise whatever you dropped isn't worth it. Of course, if it's something you don't really want back, like a loose piece of trash, maybe a stray napkin or something, still make sure to let me know. It's better in my hands than in an animal's mouth after all. And last but most certainly not least, we are about to head into a yard that has free roaming wild animals. This means they may or they may not get a little curious. They might come up to the train cars to say hi, which I think we can agree is pretty cool, right? Yeah? But if they do, I'm gonna get serious with you guys for just a sec here. If they do, I need to ask you guys to please, 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 oh pretty please, respect our animals' personal space and do not try to touch them or feed them. This includes zoo treats. We, all on the same page here? Yeah? Good. Remember, I got rear view mirrors up here. I'm not afraid to use them to keep an eye on you guys. I'm watching you. I'm watching all of ya.
I'm Roz. I'm watching.
Okay, jokes aside, that's all the rules I've got for you. Seat swapping is now officially closed. Please consider yourselves glued to your seats. All of the rules we have just discussed officially go into effect starting now. All you guys need to do from this point forward is sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Because here we go. Choo-choo. I do not have a whistle. we pass this small shelter, you're going to see a dark-colored animal with a yellow patch of fur on his backside. That is Toby. Toby is our yellow-backed diker. Yellow-backed dikers are a solitary, forest-dwelling species of antelope, known with that little yellow patch of fur on their backsides that stands up whenever they feel frightened or alarmed. Toby's in there by himself because, as I mentioned, yellow-backed dikers are solitary creatures. All these other animals getting into his personal space would just kind of bother him. So Toby is actually much happier having his own personal bachelor pad all to himself.
It is. Well, I might have shot it. Not like an actual fruit, but I gave it a shot so it would
To
calm
tranquilize
down.
it? Yeah. I bet they're probably taking it somewhere to make it feel better.
Or like take it to the vet.
Yeah, so they had to give it a shot to tranquilize it.
The Metro Richmond Zoo was founded in 1995. We are home to approximately 2,000 animals ranging from almost 200 different species. That's a lot of animals for us to look after. Fortunately, we have an awesome zookeeper staff to make sure they all get fresh food and fresh water and are taken care of every single day. If our animals are ever feeling under the weather, we also have an on-site veterinary hospital as well as a dedicated vet staff to make sure that they're all happy and healthy every day. Almost every animal you see throughout the park today was either born right here at this facility or at another zoological park, much like this one, as it is no longer seen as appropriate, ethical, or legal in most cases to take an animal out of its natural habitat unless it is strictly for conservation or rehabilitation purposes. Guys, over to the left side of the train here, you're going to see a couple of very large antelope with spiral horns here. These are our eland. From left to right, we got Daisy, Gracie, Fig, who's actually Gracie's daughter, and Emma. These are our eland. Eland are the largest antelope species in the world, with females like the ones you see here weighing up to 1,000 pounds, and males weighing up to 2,000 pounds. Eland are endurance runners, meaning they can run long distances at moderate speeds to hopefully exhaust any predators that might try to chase them. Now, despite their absolutely massive size, eland are also capable of jumping about 8 feet straight up in the air from a complete standstill when they're startled, which is pretty high considering just how big these animals can get.
Still over there. I'm just scared. I think that makes sense.
Coming up over here on the left side of the train, you guys are going to see some larger tannish antelope with white stripes, large ears, and some very fashionable mohawks. This is our herd of greater kudu. Greater kudu have excellent hearing, as you might be able to tell from those large ears that help them stay alert and away from predators. As we approach this feeding station, you'll notice one of them has some big swirly horns here. This is the dominant male of our greater kudu herd. His name is Miles. Only male greater kudu grow horns, which is how you can tell that Miles is a male. Those horns are also special for another reason. Greater kudu grow the longest horns out of any antelope species in the world. They grow to be up to 6 feet long, in fact, and can take anywhere from 4 to 6 years to reach their maximum length. Now, coming up on the right side of the train, we are approaching our Great Ape Islands. These are apes, they're not monkeys. There is a difference, and if you'd like to know about that, feel free to ask after the tour. You'll notice they're surrounded by a large body of water. This is because due to our apes' high muscle mass and low body fat, they're actually a bit too dense to float or swim, so the water acts as kind of a natural barrier. This first island has our chimpanzees, Dave on the left and Abby on the right. Chimpanzees are highly social creatures. In the wild, they travel in large groups called troops, with the dominant male protecting them while they forage and hunt for their food. Yes, I said hunt. While chimpanzees do love eating fruits and termites, they're also excellent hunters. They'll go after monkeys or even small antelope if they get the chance. This next island here has our orangutan family. Up front by the water, we got our big boy Farley. Towards the back, we have our female Zoe, and staying real close to her, you're going to see their kid Flynn. He's around, I want to say 3 years old now. Orangutans are the most arboreal of the great apes, meaning they spend more time in the trees than any other ape. Orangutans are typically solitary creatures in the wild, but in zoological parks like this one, they can form some very close, long-lasting, and powerful emotional bonds with each other. Sadly, both orangutans and chimpanzees are critically endangered in the wild due to deforestation and illegal poaching. Alright, coming up on the right side of the train, you're going to see these two very large, goofy birds. These are our ostriches. The one on the left is Dee Dee. She's the older of the two at around 13. And the one on the right is Edith, is our younger one. She's around 3 years old. Ostriches are the largest birds in the world, and they lay the largest eggs in the world. They're also capable of running up to 45 miles an hour, making them the fastest flightless birds in the world. You can tell that Edith and Dee Dee here are female because of their brownish-gray feathers. Male ostriches have black feathers with a few white feathers on the tips of their wings. On the left side of the train, you'll see 3 dark brown shaggy animals with white rings around their noses and back sides. Those are called waterbuck. Now, despite their name, they're not usually found in the water. They are, however, often found near the water's edge, as they are prone to dehydration. Interesting way, though. You see, waterbuck can't actually run all that fast, so when threatened, they are able to submerge themselves almost entirely up to their eyes and nostrils as a defense mechanism. And as a backup, they can also secrete a very foul-smelling and foul-tasting substance directly from their skin to make them even less appealing to potential predators. Also on the right side, you'll see that herd of smaller golden brown animals with white underbellies and black racing stripes. Those are our Thompson's gazelle, affectionately referred to as Tommies. Tommies are the most abundant prey animal in all of Africa, but you don't need to worry about them too much because they are capable of running up to 50 miles an hour. They can get a speeding ticket in a school zone without trying too hard. They also get by on just about 1 hour of sleep a day, which is already a pretty crazy sleep schedule. It helps them stay alert since so many things want to come after them. But don't worry, it gets crazier because they don't even sleep at all at once. Thompson's gazelle actually split it up into 5 to 10 minute naps across the entire day. I don't know how they do it. With all the caffeine in the world, I couldn't match that. Here's also a closer look at some of our eland on the left side of the train right there. And on the right side of the train, by the fence, you'll see 2 smaller reddish-brown animals. Those are Inyala. Inyala communicate with each other using a dog-like bark. And in the wild, they're often found trailing behind troops of baboons to pick up any leftover fruit that they leave behind. Because, as you might be able to imagine, baboons are pretty messy eaters. There's a lot of leftover fruit to be picked up. These 2 here are female, as you can tell by their reddish coats. Male Inyala actually look fairly different. They get darker brown, shaggier coats, as well as a nice pair of horns. On the left side of the train on the ground, you'll notice a large bunch of eggs. Those are ostrich eggs laid by Dee Dee herself, who followed us over on the right side of the train there. As I mentioned earlier, ostriches lay the largest eggs in the world. In fact, just one of those eggs can weigh anywhere between 3 to 5 pounds, and is roughly equivalent to about 24 chicken eggs each. There's a lot of protein in those things. They're real good for you. There are no male ostriches in this yard, so those eggs are not fertilized, and therefore they will never hatch. Ostrich eggs are actually pretty strong. In fact, the adult human could stand on one, and it wouldn't even crack.
Never hatch. Wonder if they use them for
Alright,
food.
guys, we are approaching the end of our tour here, so just a quick reminder,
That'd be a
please make sure
big
to remain in
omelet.
your seats until we pull back into the station and the engine shuts all the way off. If you got any questions about anything you saw out there today, feel free to ask. I love talking about animals, and I'll do my best to answer any questions you guys might have after the tour. The tour's not over yet, though. We do still have one more animal coming up, and we'll get to see them in just a minute. Alright guys, if you'll turn your attention over to the right side of the train for me one last time. You're going to see a herd of some larger grayish antelope with black and white faces and long pointy horns. This is our herd of Gemsbok, otherwise known as spear antelope. They get that name from those cool horns they got there. These guys are native to the Kalahari Desert and get almost all the water they need from the plants they eat. They very rarely have to drink any actual water. These guys are in this yard to the side instead of in the main yard with our other animals because Gemsbok are actually known to be fairly aggressive and somewhat territorial. So much so, in fact, that in the wild they've been known to get into fights with lions. And using those horns there like spears, they win a lot of the time. They're a great example that herbivore does not always equal friendly, so you probably shouldn't make a habit out of approaching wild animals you don't know. And on that note, thanks for riding with me today. That was around the end of the tour. You guys were great. Once the engine shuts all the way off, you guys can feel free to exit off the right side of the train towards the station. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day out there.
It is.